Hey there, future editing Justina here. I was editing the video and I was so surprised about every time when I try to film. I am somehow so stressed out, like freaked out. I believe it's because I'm a little bit insecure about my accent, maybe, or that you wouldn't understand what I'm trying to tell, like the story that I'm trying to share. So a quick disclaimer here: I made I had few funny tongue twists. So if you see like a text inserted in few parts of this video, is because I just knew I screwed up and I mispronounced things, but I don't want to film it again. I was telling the story from my heart, and I hope that you will appreciate and love the raw version of me. So thanks again for watching, and please subscribe to my video. I look so slick right now. Ooh. I hope that the camera is focusing on me nice and clear, that you can see me correctly. So today I decided to make some type of special video too. Maybe not the most original, that's for sure, but I'm actually working on a school project, and I have to make this wedding makeup. So so I decided why not to film it and tell you a story at the same time. Recently I kind of got addicted to like these scary stories, true stories that are happening to people. I love both watching. I have no idea how to pronounce her name, but it starts with cjades, something like that. I will link her channel below. She always tells like these really cool stories that happen to people. And also this video will be especially inspired by one of my favorite YouTubers, which is Sarian. She's so amazing. Every Monday she makes murder, mystery and makeup Mondays, where she kind of gets ready like throughout her day. She puts makeup on, and at the same time she tells like this really cool, well, not really cool, but really interesting true crime stories. So make sure to check her out. She's truly amazing. She's such a wonderful, humble person. I don't know her personally, but judging by her channel and her Instagram, she seems like such a really honest, humble person. Her channel is just amazing. Every Saturday she makes makeup related videos, which are really interesting as well, and she's an amazing makeup artist. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm going to do something similar, only I'm not a professional makeup artist, but I do have a few, few horror stories, more scary stories, like paranormal stories that happened to me personally, which are 100% true. Maybe they wouldn't be as exciting as some animated stories that you can find on the internet, but from what I know, not all of them are true. And the story that I will tell you, and I almost fall again, the story that I'm going to tell you today is really true, and something that happened to me when I was around, I don't remember if I was 9 or 10. It was a little bit before I moved to the Netherlands. I am originally from Poland. Only when I turned 11 we moved with my sister and my mother to the Netherlands. So it was a little bit before that happened. So let's get started. If you are interested in what I'm using, I will link it down below. It's so crazy to tell a scary story when you are alone at home. Especially if you are not the most brave. I used to be really brave, but somehow when I got older, I don't know, maybe I started to care a little bit more. Like, I got smarter in a way, only less brave. So yeah. So this story happened when I was, like I said, around 9 or 10. Let's stick with 10. And I lived in Poland. So I will try to insert a picture of my house in Poland. I come from a really religious city called Częstochowa. And from what I know, the street that I lived on was not so far from old, like these ghettos, not concentration camps, no ghettos. If you are familiar with what ghettos were back in the days in Poland, those were the places that were totally closed up, where Jewish people were kept in. So this is where I lived. I lived there like maybe 10 minutes from, and the building that I lived in is a really old building. But it was for sure built before the Second World War. Every Polish person, and we always joke in Poland that, especially if you live on like these poor streets, there's not much renovation going on, so the buildings will stay there almost until they will totally collapse, to be honest. So yeah, there were two ways that we will dry our laundry in Poland. Either in our garden, I have a really big beautiful garden, but on the rainy days or a little bit during the winter or cold days, we will hang them on our attic. Usually most of the scary stories are related to basements, which mine is more related. Oh, close the door. My scary story is more related to the attic somehow. I know, to be honest, like, even though the basement at our house, because it was really a house, it was not an apartment, was somehow more scary looking, I never had an uncomfortable feeling over there. I always had it with my attic, and we lived on like at the first floor, and the second floor was the attic. So we had only 2 floors. And I remember I was always so scared of the attic. Even when sometimes I will come back home a little bit late and I would forgot the key, or to be honest, I didn't really have the key, I will always run so fast and like knock on the door like this for my mother or my sister or somebody to open up, because I was always so afraid of the attic. I don't know, I just always had such a bad feeling. Not only me, but actually more people, especially my sister. So my mother will pretty often ask either me or my sister to help her with the laundry over there, the wet laundry, because we didn't have like this laundry dryer. No, it's not something, especially back in the days, it was not something really common in Poland to have, to be honest. It's kind of like a bougie thing to have. So she'll always ask us to help her hang in the laundry, and me being the badass that I was, I will always be the one to help her, even though I was scared shitless. But I always wanted to show my older sister that I was a brave one. I guess it's kind of like this little sister complex. When you always try to prove yourself, you always try to show that you are the bravest one. Because she was, obviously, like, to be honest, my sister is one of the most smart people that I know. I was never the smartest, I'm not gonna lie. I was always like the stronger one, I'm still the more outgoing one. To be honest, I'm such a typical younger sister, if you know what I mean. Like the more outgoing one, the braver one. And yeah, like I said, I always try to prove myself. So when my mother asked me to help her with the laundry over there, I was like, you know, even though I was scared, I kind of felt a little bit more courage to help her, because yeah, I was with my mother, and like I said, like, to be honest, I see my mother like as one of the most bravest people that I know. She's such a brave woman, such a strong woman as well, and she doesn't get easily scared. And my mother is the type of person that can just watch scary movies, like the most scary movie of them all, by herself with the light out, and she's not afraid, which for me it's crazy, because I still, until now, like, I'm 27 and I still watch scary movies like so we didn't really have pocket lamp, do you call it pocket lamp? We didn't really have that, so we will always go there with a candle, and that's all we had. I know it sounds a little bit like as if I lived in Middle Ages, but it's just what we did. And I was describing the attic. So from my house to go to the attic, you had to go by the stairs, which didn't go like straight. Like, you couldn't immediately see the attic. The attic was a little bit around the corner, so you had to like walk the stairs up, and then you turn to the left. It was kind of like not really like this whirled stairs, but you had to like go up, take a turn, go up, and then you saw like straight ahead was like this small room, which I heard that long ago there was our neighbor living there. I never met her, but I don't know much. I don't know much about what happened with her or where she lived after that. But I just heard that she turned like 100 or something. She turned really old. So, but yeah. So, and then on the left side was the attic, and the attic was like so creepy. It was always dark over there. It was like this. How can I describe it? Is there a movie that has attic like that? Like this typical attic when the roof is like a little bit like this, and you had like these creepy small windows at the side, at the left side, and then you had like pillars going on like almost like all across the attic, so you could easily hide over there. And then at the right side was just pitch black, like you couldn't see anything. So we usually like hang our laundry at the left side, because first of all it was easier to see, and even though we always brought the candle with us, but still it was like easier to see over there, and there was just more space to hang your laundry over there. I had like this really big dog and my cat, and somehow every time when we will go to the attic, our dog and our cat will like follow us. Every time when we will do that, one of our animals that we had at the moment will like follow us there. So we started hanging the laundry. Hope you can see the next one. And immediately when we started doing so, well, I was holding the candle and I was standing behind my mother, and my mother was hanging the laundry, because the idea was I was there to help her, basically to hold the candle, because she had no place on the ground or something. And to be honest, now that I think about it, I guess she just always asked me, either me or my sister, because she was kind of scared. But you will find out why. So my mother started hanging the laundry. I was standing behind her, and immediately my cat and dog started to act really weird. My cat would meow all the time and like walk back and forth, and my dog just like immediately lay between me and my mother and was crying, which really kind of like concerned us, because she wasn't this type of dog that would really cry or complain. She was kind of like a badass, to be honest. So it was really unlike her to act the way she did. And all of a sudden my cat, like I told you, she was like walking around and meowing all the time, and all of a sudden she kind of like ran to the corner, and it was like as if something scared her, and she kind of like seized and she ran towards me. And exactly at that moment when she turned to me, my dog like stood up and started barking exactly at the spot where something obviously scared my cat. So at that point I was like, oh my god, I was already like shitting my pants, I'm not gonna lie. And exactly then I asked my mom, how long is it going to take? And my mom was like, no, just wait, it's gonna be okay. So I was like, I didn't want to show her that I was scared, because like I said, I wanted to come across as this badass kid, but I was really, really scared. Remember when I told you that my cat ran to me? She started acting so weird, which freaked me out even more. What my cat did, while my dog was barking and my mother was trying to call my dog out, my cat started to circle around me. And while she was doing that, she was meowing at the same time. So it was constantly like, she was walking around me and doing like, meow, meow, meow. And I speak cat. I know when my cat does meow, meow, I just know that my cat is concerned as hell. So that's something that really freaked me out. So at that moment I was almost like, if it was up to me, I would be like, you know what, screw this laundry, let's just go home. But my mom kept on going. So this continued for at least few minutes or so, and I was trying to comfort both my dog and my cat. And at one point, do you know that feeling when someone walks behind you? I got that feeling, and I was like, oh my god. And exactly at that moment, my cat, she made like this big eyes, when the cat is scared, like, and she says again, and I was like, and my dog stopped barking, but you could see her ears were like, she was obviously scared, like you could see that. So that at that one moment I was really like, oh my god, I really want to get out of this situation. But I just knew I couldn't leave my mother alone. And like I said, my mother was so brave, and that's so inspiring. I tried to be as brave as her, even though it was really hard. But I just kind of thought like, Justina, you can do it. Just wait. It's nothing crazy is going to happen. I just turned around when I felt she started to circle around me again, which of course scared me. But at that point I was just like, whatever, just go through that. But then my dog kind of like stood up and like switched places. Instead of like lying like in between us in the middle, she kind of went more up to my side. And a little bit after that, like few minutes after that, my mother, she turned around and asked me what. And I was like, what? And she was like, oh no, nothing, let's just continue. And I was like, okay. I was a little bit weirded out about it, but I thought, okay, whatever. As if someone was walking behind me. I don't know what was more scary, the fact that there was no one, or if there would be someone, because you never know what can happen. But I was really scared at that moment. And then a few minutes after, I felt as if someone was walking behind me. The candle turned off, and I was like, oh my god, I wanted to scream. I didn't scream, but I couldn't get, like, you know when you are this scared that you can't get a voice out of your mouth. So I was just speechless, and I was like, mom, the candle went off. And then my mom turned around and she tried to lighten it right again, but she struggled a little bit because the lighter that she had wouldn't light up. It didn't want it to. So I could feel like my eyes were tearing up, and I was just so scared that I couldn't really get any words out of my mouth. But then my mom kind of calmed me down, and she was like, relax, it can happen, it's a little bit windy over here, even though it wasn't, except the wind behind my back, but okay. So I was like, she kind of like calmed me down, and I was like, okay. So she lit it back up, and then she continued to hang the laundry again. Then this is when something truly unexpected happened. My cat, then when we returned home, she told me that, Justina, this is the last time when we were hanging the laundry over there at the attic. We're not gonna go back there anymore. And at that moment, even though I was a curious child, I felt that something was going on at the attic, and I always felt it, and that day kind of proved it to me. So I wasn't really thinking about asking my mom why she doesn't want to hang the laundry over there anymore. But to be honest, I was I was relieved that it was the last time that we ever did that, because every time when she asked me, I will always do it for her. But at that point, I just honestly had it. So we never spoke about it after everything that occurred that day, until we moved to the Netherlands. And it was after I turned, I believe, 13, that she finally told me what happened that day. And she told me that, remember when we were like hanging laundry together? I was like, yeah. She asked me, remember when I turned around and I asked you what? She did that because she thought that I grabbed her by the arm. Oh my god, what? Told me that she was so scared, but didn't want to scare me as well. And then she kind of felt, she had feeling like something was walking behind her. This is why after we returned home, she said that we are never going to hang laundry at the attic anymore. And she also told me more stories, but yet related to the attic. She said that every time when she was alone, she would always hear like a water running from upstairs. And it totally makes sense, because now that I think about it, I've heard that too. Like every time when I will be alone, I will hear it too. And my sister said she as well. And every time when my dad will come back, there will be nothing anymore. So nobody ever believed her. But then me and my sister, we told her like, Mom, we do believe you, because we had the same experience. And especially after the day when this happened, she just was sure that the attic was haunted. That's why she was so happy to leave this place for good. Because to be honest, the house where we were living back in Poland, it was not only haunted, But yeah, in our opinion, it was cursed as well, because so many bad things happened over there. Nobody was ever happy over there. Everybody that lived there either died young or would suffer a lot of sadness and misery. And in my opinion, it's all related to the addict, to be honest. I hope you like my video. I have many, well, not many stories to tell you, but I have a few more paranormal stories that happened to me. Especially one of the stories is when I turned from the skeptic, I turned into a ghost believer. Almost every paranormal experience that I ever witnessed, it was always with someone. It was never by myself. That's why even either you believe in the ghost or not, I can understand if you don't believe in it, if you have never experienced that. But don't say it too loudly or too fast, because I said that too. I didn't believe in ghosts. Yeah, I hope you like my video. I hope you enjoy my look. It's supposed to be wedding look. I know it's a little bit colorful to be a wedding look, but if I will ever get married, if I get married, because that's not my main goal in life, I would love to wear something sparkly, glowy, colorful, not only like this basic typical brown on brown, no like nude type of makeup. So I kind of love it. It was inspired by this mood board. I hope you can see that back, and I hope you enjoyed it.